I know where I'm going. You know what I mean? And I think
key.
Okay, it's important for actors, especially in the beginning, like which is my main audience now, to start speaking life over themselves and their career.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I think that's the only way we can remain healthy as artists. Because like I said,
the only way.
Right. The projections that I put on this are not positive.
A lot of people don't know about projections.
My mantra's always been like, why can't I? Why can't I achieve this? Why can't I? I always think this: your breakthrough came long before the world knew your name.
That part.
See what I'm saying?
Exactly. Push through.
Put that on.
Right, that's the highlight.
but it's just, I just think you have to, you can't just wait on like a particular item or a particular role. Then I'm successful, because you'll never get it. You always be unfulfilled. Mm-hmm. But if you say, okay, you start looking at, okay, I work on my own, I can help my mom out, I can do this. Even if you're making a certain amount of money, it's cool as long as your mindset and you're free. Then it's like, okay, I'm at peace.
And that's why I said sipping success, because it's literally what you ingest. You know what I mean? Whether it's what you say to yourself, what you reading, what you listening to, eating,
all that is a form of ingestion.
Exactly. Which is what we out here pouring.
Okay? Right.
100%. Because it just just actually going into your career, whatever you want to, that's a process in itself. That's a journey, and it's a huge decision in itself. For you to say, I want to rap, for you to say, I want to go play basketball, for you to say, I want to go be a doctor, that takes a lot. So for you to actually pursue it, that's the hard part.
Mm-hmm. What about want to clean windows?
Well, let's do that.
These are very big windows.
Right. You know what it is?
And you got to celebrate every single thing.
You do. Every single thing, because nobody's going to do it for you.
Nope.
And even the ones that you think, I told somebody this one time, I thought I was being one of those Scrooge McDuck people, because as you grow and as you grow, into spirituality, you start to, not withdraw yourself, but you sit back, because you don't want to send anything that's not going. Reciprocity, I have to have. Always. I ain't gonna lie, I have to have it. So you see these people, that they coming and giving you this, we appreciate you and all this, you're doing good, and it's not really genuine. Mm-hmm. And you can feel it. It's like, what is this about?
Like, let's say you buy a car, right? Let's say you buy a G-Wagon, and they say, I'm so proud of you. Now, you've been posting all this shit and doing all this stuff all the whole time. This one item, now they proud of you. Come on, man.
Well, we know materialism.
Right.
Materialism, it runs, and that's another thing. A lot of people, you got to break away from materialism. That's what I think that actually kind of breaks people from their dreams, because it's like, well, I have to be this type of actor. I have to be this actor, not this type, this actor. I have to have this thing, have that. And it's like, even Trouble said, people get to the point to where they don't even want to see them in the same clothes.
Okay.
He like, shit, goddamn, man, what you do? You don't want to be seen in the goddamn same clothes, y'all?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And hear this man say that this a rap, you know what I'm saying? He doing this thing. This is somebody that's implanted within, the hip hop, genre. He telling you like that's stupid. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid. Now, of course, if you have that type of money, you're gonna have different things that you want,
you
things like that.
Luxury.
But yeah, I think that's a lot of things that kind of classism, materialism, that really destroys, just this whole people's dreams, and you got to disconnect from that matrix.
Okay, and pretending to be something that you're not.
Exactly.
What I mean?
That's
like
it.
That's one thing I will say that kind of took me aback with LA. I kind of went over there open-minded, willing to grow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty reserved as an individual. Much of an introvert, but I went out there like, you know what? Let me network.
Right. Yeah. I had to blossom a bit.
Right.
Of
Fine.
Course.
And man, so many people, and this is just one example that popped into my mind because you're talking about rappers and that type of life. And I remember having, been in a situation where we went to a club, and a couple of actor friends of mine were like, I'm like, do you want something to drink?
Right.
Oh, nah, I don't drink, I don't smoke. And I'm like, oh, okay,
right.
Why? If you don't mind me asking, it's like, oh, because I'm an actor. I'm sorry. Does that mean you can't?
You're right. You just have this, this is where you have to be. Right. There's no way to be.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
no
people don't understand actors specifically. It's like you decide you want to act, and it's all about acting. you forget about living your life. And it's like, the
Correct.
craziest thing to me is that acting is
living life.
Truthfully.
Exactly.
Like,
that's
the
what it's
best
about.
teacher is always going to be life.
That's it.
Hands
So it's
down.
mind blowing to me that somebody would even say that. And I was actually just watching Master P's interview on Sway in the Morning. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I have to check it out. Yeah.
It's a great interview because he talks about the things that I'm talking about, just on obviously a greater scale that we get into. Okay.
Right, same field. Yeah, that's good.
But he was talking about, you know, all these athletes with you know, lawyers and business managers and financial advisors. He was like, if you don't know their job, you're screwed. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's what I'm trying to teach, where it's kind of like, yo, you have to operate as an actor like a business.
Right.
You are a business.
Because they'll get over on you. You know, they don't have you, but you know, and I noticed, you know, especially when you meet somebody let's say you don't come up with somebody that just say, you know what, I'm gonna represent you. They don't have your best interests in totality. They want to get the money because they have things and then, you know, God forbid, they have an image to keep up themselves. You know, so they draining you and taking your. I mean, of course, I know you've heard of that. Just people missing money. You know, you done went here and you done booked and did this. You looking like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have this. It's going to do this. I can imagine.
And it's like, that's my main goal with Sippin Success, is to pour so much into you that you feel the power that you actually have. You just forget because you feel like, dang, I need an agent. That right there is depleting you of your power. You know what I mean?
Because you're out of sourcing.
Right. I need a manager. In which, you know, you do for certain opportunities. It only makes sense. But you also got to realize they need you just as much, if not more.
That's what it is. Right. Because without you, where would you be?
Man, alright then. Yeah, so right.
Right.
I'm glad you said that, because now the time is where you can actually book a room, or you can get something and you can actually shoot your own projects. You can actually move on. People want to make funny IG videos, but I say you can actually have a series on IGTV. 15 minutes.
No, they're
gonna start watching it.
They're gonna try to crucify you for that.
Yeah,
but that's what Bernie Mac say. Fuck them.
Yeah, but it's I think you just have to take opportunity. A lot of actors get caught up in I'm not doing that, but it's like you have to adapt. Don't be like Blockbuster.
Right.
Don't be like that. Don't be like Hollywood Video. You have to understand that it's the time and the place, and I have to say, okay, this person. Okay, I know you act. I know you shoot. I know you write. Let's work together.
Yeah.
But and that's what's part of, you know, just people have to realize, like, we all are one. We come from one.
Right.
So if you get a collective energy moving toward a goal, it's gonna happen quicker.
Right.
It's a group of people who don't get there yet.
Mm-hmm.
I speak, it exists every day that we get it. Did I say we? Shit. You know what I'm saying? But I speak that we really get there, because that's how it should work. Mm-hmm. You know, but everybody wants to be, you know, on this separatist move, which I understand. You can take care of yourself as an individual and be inside of a collective, because that's how we are now. I mean, if we work toward things, you know, even here, like you said, you do this, you do that, you do this. It's not trying to be, man, I ain't trying to mess with him, he do that. That's fine, it's common ground. Everybody ain't got to work together. But I will say this. I like Atlanta because it has what I call the cell thing. So you have people, they know each other, but they just pass by each other. So you got this group of people, they work with each other. You got this group of people, they all getting money. Now they may throw some shots, but I can't respect that, because in Louisiana, where I'm from, they just crabs in the barrel. What are you doing? Pull him down, drown him. You know, so it's always something. But I believe you need to be more unity in everything. Excuse me, because we would just be so more successful in all, you know, aspects of life, you know, whatever it is, you know.
Because I used to be like an angry individual. I used to be like, oh man, they're fucking people and this and this.
Yeah,
and this.
you can.
And one day I just looked and I was like, why am I so bad?
Yeah.
Why am I so? I'm cutting my blessings short just because I feel a certain way, because you didn't approach me a certain way. Right. I was entitled, and it's like, wait a minute, hold on. Nobody owes me anything.
Right.
So let me get that straight.
And a lot of people are harboring a lot of things, you know, especially, you know, you get to, you know, like I said, being in the acting, and you get somebody that's necessarily things are not going in their favor. So you encounter them, and the first thing they do, they want to project. You know, I ain't worried about how you feel. I feel this way, and then I want to put this onto you.
Right.
You know, it's transfers the energy, excuse me, and it comes back, and that's all it is. Like, and you really have to sit back and be like, you know what, I'm gonna just let this person because it's so much, especially now. It's so much going on to people, you know, they don't know where they coming and going. That's why I'm just sitting still. You know, I'm like a monk.
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah, that's the best thing you can do.
Sit still, for real. Just That's it. That's all I'm doing.
Tap
Sitting
in.
still. Yeah, that's the best thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Always. It just when you kind of, what's your process when you actually get into your roles and your characters? Because she's actually like really really great at this stuff. She's really good. It's like I know we ain't talked about that, but she's really good at it.
I mean, that's what we here for.
Like, cause
it's segments. That's what we here
yeah,
for.
because she I remember the first time I saw her, she was doing a scene for Showcase.
Okay.
And it was cool saying, and all of a sudden she slapped the shit out of this dude. I said, damn. And so I was like, he was committed to it, she was committed to it. I was like, okay, she got some. But yeah, she's really, really talented. So, right. So what's your process when you get into when you try to get into a role?
Ooh. Surrender, first and foremost. I always, right before I perform, I say a little prayer.
Okay.
And I ask that God allow me to surrender myself to the role. Because so easily we're quick to judge, you know? And I'm still guilty of that, man. Like, you get some sides and you just like, ooh. But it's like, that's not you.
No,
You know what I mean? So
not.
let all of that mental clutter go, all that judgment go. And honestly, that's pretty much it. Just surrendering. Because, you know, you're eliminating all the extra that most actors are like in their head about.
Right.
Gotta say this and this. A clear mind is everything. It really is.
Right. So just allowing myself to surrender is honestly the process.
That is. Yeah. It's giving way. Yeah. Because if you try to go against a lot of stuff, the natural, it's not gonna work.
Nope.
You know, you find yourself at the end like, I should have did this, but it's always lessons in that friction.
For
You know, it's always a positive. But if I can avoid it, I'm like, nah. You know.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
Definitely.
So where do you see yourself going? I know it's kind of weird right now because of the way the productions are going. Yeah, my gosh.
It's COVID.
No, it's how. As a matter of fact, how is it in LA as far as like work? Is it on a standstill right now, or people?
Commercials are happening.
Mm-hmm.
But even that's weird. Like, it's all. I've never auditioned for a commercial in my home, and now that's a thing. People are even having fittings at home. People are even shooting commercials at home.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And as far as, you know, the theatrical side, I know I'm not 100% sure if there's productions up and running in LA at the time, but I do know we're auditioning again, which is great.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So I've been hearing about a lot of productions that have done small. It's been a lot of small indies or they're shooting in different places, but I know for the most part, LA is kind of slow. It's just because it's kind of hard to deal with right now, so you just don't know.
It's a lot of people, yeah. For sure.
Yes.
Tyler Perry's in a really good situation right now.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Very good. Because I mean, Atlanta. So is Atlanta? You know, is it? You know, where? I mean, people are out, of course, but I mean, as far as like the acting scene, is it shut down or is he moving?
No, I mean, it's not what it was, but
right, of course.
we, you know.
Got a few hustlers out there that's trying to get it.
Yeah.
Right.
You got people like, I'm gonna get it done, but then you have some people who like, nah, I ain't messing with this. So.
Yeah, and you know, I definitely understand because it's one of those times, you know, I guess, you know, I might have different views when it comes, you know, to this whole COVID thing, but as I tell people, man, it's just, I'm looking at, people gotta get it, you know? Like I told you, you know, my homeboy called me the other day, he's like, Atlanta shut down at 7.
When?
Well, at 7. People are out. They out here. You get caught in traffic.
It's a whole nother world.
Right, it's a whole
here.
nother world. So it's like people just out here. They, you know, it's out. So it's just like, you know, yeah, we could say, you know, this, but people undoubtedly want to be out. You know, you can't just shut everybody in and expect them to be just totally go. People are going insane. Like people need to get out. People need to act. They need to, you know, that passion needs to come out. Like, you know. But I'm glad things are just starting back to kind of roll because if not, it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, because I had one lady, she just got in the car, she said, let's just ride around town. This is probably like in March. I was like, she was like, just ride.
Yeah, because people need to clear their minds, you know what I'm saying? Now the thing is, you know, during this time, you can either go crazy or you can have a great awakening. One of the two. Whichever one you want to have, you better pick. You know, I picked the Great Awakening, but a lot of people have taken the lesser. And you know, hey, I'm going the other way. You know, like I tell people, it ain't about being woke or anything like this. It's about just seeing through what I need to see through and just sit still. Because at the end of the day, you know, if you really think about it, I can't just sit in the house. I go nuts. You know, it's just like being in jail. You know, okay, of course I'm able to sit with myself in solitude, but you know, I'll go nuts. So I'm glad, you know, people able to move around and stuff, especially with the acting, because you can't just run that. They ain't finna pay nobody. Nobody's finna give nobody any more money to say, you know what, okay,